I've been a private detective for 11 years. You learn fast that fear doesn't come from dark alleys. It comes from details that don't make sense. That night, I was sitting in my car, engine off, watching a man through the windshield. Standard surveillance job. No drama. No ruse. He stood under a streetlight, checking his phone. Alone. I raised my camera and took a few photos. Habit. Evidence. Control. I remember this clearly. There was no one behind him. Later that night, at home, I uploaded the photos to my laptop. First image, normal. Second, same angle, same posture. The third photo made my stomach tighten. Behind the man, just a few feet away, stood a dark silhouette. Tall, still, slightly blurred. It looked close enough to touch him. I zoomed in. The shape wasn't reflected in the streetlight. No shadow. No movement blur. Just present. I checked the timestamp. Same second I took the photo. I leaned back and tried to remember. I replayed the moment in my head again and again. There was no sound. No footsteps. No peripheral movement. I was trained to notice people. That's literally my job. The next photo in the sequence? The man was gone. The silhouette remained. And that's when I realized something worse than fear. If the camera saw it, but I didn't, then it wasn't hiding from him. It was hiding from me. I told myself it was a glitch. Low light. Digital noise. Cheap excuses my brain offered to stay calm. I opened the original RAW file. No compression. No filters. No edits. The silhouette was still there. I adjusted contrast. The shape didn't break apart like noise usually does. It had edges. Depth. I checked the metadata. No missing frames. No double exposure. One shutter click. One moment. Then I noticed something worse. The silhouette wasn't standing randomly. It was aligned with the man's body, same angle, same posture. As if it had been mirroring him. I compared all the photos side by side. In every image before that one, the background was empty. In the photo with the silhouette, the man's head was slightly tilted. Just a few degrees. The silhouette's head, tilted the exact same way. I felt a chill crawl up my arms. I zoomed in on the face area. There were no features. No eyes. No mouth. But the outline suggested a head turned toward the camera. Toward me. That's when a memory surfaced. While taking the photos, I had felt watched. Not threatened. Observed. I dismissed it at the time, city nerves, night fatigue. But now, staring at the screen, I understood something disturbing. I hadn't noticed the silhouette because it wasn't behind the man. It was behind me, and the camera had caught the reflection of something, standing just outside my field of vision. I went back to the location the next night. Same street, same parked cars, same broken streetlight flickering above the sidewalk. I parked in the exact spot as before. I even checked my GPS history to be sure. The air felt heavier this time. Not cold, dense, like sound didn't travel properly. I raised the camera and aimed it at the empty sidewalk. Click. Nothing unusual. Then I did something I hadn't done the first night. I turned the camera toward my own windshield. The glass reflected the street behind me, and my face. I zoomed in. Behind my reflection, there was a darker shape. Not inside the car. Not outside on the street. It was layered into the reflection itself, as if the glass was showing two moments at once. I stepped out of the car. The reflection vanished. I stepped back in. It returned. Same shape, same height, same posture, standing where the back seat should have been. I checked the back seat with my own eyes. Empty. No movement. No sound. No shadow. I lifted the camera again, heart pounding. Through the lens, the silhouette was clearer now. Still faceless. Still motionless. But closer. Closer than it had been in the photo from yesterday. I lowered the camera slowly. The reflection in the windshield was normal again. Just me. Just the street. I sat there, breathing shallow, hands shaking. That's when my phone buzzed. A new email. From my own work account. Subject line. You missed one photo. I opened the email with shaking fingers. There was only one attachment. No message. No explanation. Just a file name. IMG_0913_ JPG. I didn't recognize the number. My camera had skipped from 0911 to 0914 that night. I remembered that clearly. I checked twice. I hesitated, then opened it. The photo showed the same street, same flickering streetlight, same angle from inside my car. But this time, the camera was pointing inward, at the driver's seat, at me. I was sitting there, hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead. My face was tense, eyes wide, unblinking, and behind me, the silhouette was no longer faceless. It had my face, same expression, same eyes, but the posture was wrong. His head was tilted slightly, as if it was studying me, learning. I checked the metadata.
Timestamp 2:17 AM.
Location. Exact GPS coordinates of my apartment. That made no sense. 2:17 I was already home, asleep on the couch. The camera was in my bag. I scrolled down. There was a reflection in the rear window. Not of the street, of my living room, my couch, my lamp, my front door. And standing in the doorway was someone holding a camera, taking the photo. I dropped the phone. It hit the floor, screen still glowing. From the hallway, I heard the soft, familiar click of a camera shutter. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The hallway was dark, but I knew exactly where the sound came from. My bag. Slowly, carefully, I reached for my phone on the floor. The screen was still on. A new notification appeared. Camera live view. I hadn't opened the app. Against every instinct, I tapped it. The screen showed my living room, my couch, my front door, and me, frozen in the middle of the room, phone in hand. But the angle was wrong. Too high, too close, like the camera was being held just behind my shoulder. I felt something warm brush my ear, a breath that wasn't mine. Then my phone vibrated again. New photo saved. I didn't look. I already knew what it would show, because in the reflection of the dark TV screen, I could see someone standing behind me, perfect posture, calm expression, holding my camera, smiling the way I never do. The next morning, the police reviewed my files. They said all the photos were normal, just surveillance shots, empty streets, no silhouettes, no extra images, except one. A single photo taken at 2:17 a.m. My apartment, an empty living room, and in the center of the frame, my camera, placed neatly on the couch, pointed at the door, waiting.